Hi, everybody. It is publishing day. Today is the day all of our hard work on our writing has paid off, and we are going to publish it for everybody else to see. So I can publish my writing. That's what we're going to do today. So some of you have already published. Some of you are still working on that, and that's fine. Here's what you're going to do. I think I said, maybe I told you yesterday, but I would like for you to save it in box because it's going to be longer and it'll be easier for me to read. But what you will do is when you're finished publishing, you're going to record yourself reading your writing, reading your story. I'm going to do that right now with mine. Okay. It was multiplication test day. Zeffie sighed as she sat down in her seat. She heard a rumbling sound in her stomach, sweat beating down her forehead. Her heart felt like it would beat out of her chest. She thought she was going to throw up right here in front of everyone. I don't want to take this stupid test, she said to herself. Zeffie adored Miss Green. She was her favorite teacher. She always had a smile on her face and was pleased to see everyone. Today she wore a yellow dress with big red flowers that reminded Zeffie of spring. After the morning announcements and the Pledge of Allegiance, Miss Green announced, "It's time to get ready for a multiplication fact test. Everyone set their notebooks in their desk. The only thing allowed on the desk was a pencil. Does anyone need a pencil?" Mrs. Green asked. Of course, Alex raised his hand. He never had a pencil. Jamie was called to pass out the test. Write your name on the back of your test and do not turn it over until I say go. Zeffie looked around the room. Everyone was writing their name on the back of their paper. She wanted to make sure no one saw her slip a copy of the multiplication facts in her desk, so it was slightly sticking out of her desk so she could see it. She knew her 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 10s, but I see a mistake already. But she never learned her hard ones between 5 and 10. She skipped around doing the problems she knew, and then she came to 6 times 9. She froze and glanced around the room. She quickly looked down at the fact sheet in her desk and copied the answer. She did this in all the problems she didn't know, making sure each time that no one saw her cheating. Everyone turned in their tests. It was not until reading time that Miss Green called Zeffie to her desk. Zeffie? Congratulations, you got a perfect score. Zeffie saw the big red star on her test. At recess, Zeffie didn't feel like playing. All she could hear was Mrs. Green's voice saying over and over again, "You got a perfect score." Mrs. Green, can I talk to you, please? It's important. Zeffie was so scared, but she knew she had to confess. I cheated, she blurted out. What? On the test, I cheated. I had a copy of the facts in my desk and I looked at them. Mrs. Green's smile turned to a frown. Zeffie began to cry. I'm so sorry. I'll never do it again. Mrs. Green was silent for a moment that seemed to take forever. I'm very disappointed in you, Zeffie. Zeffie leaned her head down to look at the floor. Look at me, Zeffie. She slowly pulled her head up to look at Mrs. Green. Mrs. Green had a smile on her face. Zeffie, you'll have to call your mom and tell her what you did. You will have recess detention for 2 days. I'm proud that you came and told me, but there are consequences for your actions. Do you understand? Oh, yes, Miss Green, I understand. Thank you. One more thing. You will retake the test next week. Okay. I will study. All right. That is my story. So you're going to do the same thing once you finish publishing. You're going to record yourself reading your story and put it in your box. And then I'm going to figure out how to post them on the webpage in Seesaw so we can listen to each other's stories. You did a great job on these. I'm sure they're going to be wonderful to read. I can't wait to read them.